Hey guys, this is Diagnos coming back to you with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak Part 19. And quickly do want to say something that I didn't notice until actually like sorting out and putting in the Part 18 into the Sunbreak playlist was I accidentally put the most recent episode of Craftmon in the Sunbreak playlist without even meaning to. Um, it's just one of those things where it's a case of the Sunbreak playlist is one that I go into like 3 times a week. And I do all this from the YouTube Studio, and I didn't even notice until I was like, hold on, why is there 18 parts in that? And why is Craftmon not like? Because I noticed Craftmon was like the most like Craftmon wasn't up to date. I was like, why is that saying 33 instead of 34? I'm scroll down, so I double checked, and it's like, oh, that's there's a double check that, and it's like, oh, I made a tiny bit of a mistake. Also, guys, in between episodes, I've managed to get full Maldino. Yeah, guys, got full Martino. The only reason I wasn't wearing it was because one wanted to basically show it all off at once. Two, I've only just I finished making this a couple of hours ago. And as usual, the
Hey
one thing
there!
I was missing was Martino Bloodstone. I did one final hunt,
See you
it was just
soon!
me and this other person, and we were down to like the last 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be interested to see what happens. Does Martino just fly off? Because I honestly can't remember the last time I did fail a quest from the time limit. Like, I failed quest. I think the last time probably was like a Fatale Hunt. But like, I have failed quest basically for a case of dying myself 3 times, deaths in general, and or being kicked out of a quest, all that lot. It's been a while since I failed one because of time limit, and it popped up with like 10 minutes left, and I'm like, oh fuck. I think I'm like, oh yeah, but the time is like, oh what is it like? Imagine if, like what's gonna happen at the end? Like, it's the question. Like, the capacity will pop up failed, and it's like, well, I doubt we're gonna get Kill Malzeno. It's still not weakened. Like, if this was a non-Elder Dragon, it's still not weakened to be able to be captured. Now, granted, we probably could have tapped it, but it's an Elder Dragon. So anyway, just as I was thinking that, it's like, oh shit, it's weak. But we managed to, and I managed to get 2 Bloodstones from it, which I'm thankful for. And I love the armor. Granted, Maldine's armor is one of those cases where I kind of had males because the only difference, for the most part, is it's harder to tell. Like, the males is more knightly and more like full armored, where this has like more of a crown aspect. Like, I look at this and I'm like, that's what I'd imagine more princess wives would like sort of be. Like, someone more royalty would have like the set of armor or something that they wear for like occasions. But then like the royal knight would be
How are things?
no. The Mazina bow I can't take any further yet. I think that might be its at full capacity, but it is recovery, so it is great. But
Alright, let's make it happen!
what does the Mazina longsword look like? Oh, I'm making that.
Bye now.
Um,
See you
and the Fatale's
soon!
bow is literally on my back. But yeah, so the Malzina, the weapons look cool. Guys, quickly before I jump into a hunt, this is going to be a slightly longer intro. I say intro slightly longer before I do jump into a hunt. The Boys Season 5, Episode 8. And I thought, like, I don't want to say perfect, because it 100% wasn't. It was close to as perfect. Like, I got everything I wanted from it. It left me feeling. It left me feeling the same way My Hero Academy did. Within. Because My Hero Academy left at a point where Deku's just getting his suit, and all of his friends are like, come on, Deku. Like, you've got Baku, just gonna, come on, Deku. And it leaves me feeling the fact of wanting more. Because how the boys finale goes is, which I was slightly surprised at because we get to the part that I was interested in within like the first half an hour, and it was like a longer episode. I did rewatch it beforehand just to make sure what was like make sure I was fully up to date. More specifically, make sure I remember what I remembered. And yeah, Homelander goes and sees his son, and he's like, "You should not be living in a garden shed. Like, you can have a full floor of the Vault Tower." And Ryan being like, "Dude, you're a monster. Piss off." I full on don't blame the kid. If I had that done to me, I would have just been like, "Get the fuck out! I don't want to hear anything that you have to say." I wouldn't have given them the time of day. Surprised Ryan let him have 2 cents. Although, I'm pretty sure Homelander would have flown up and dragged him straight down. But then it does cut to, I say cut to. Then we get to, Butcher, Kamiko, Huey, Starlight being like, "We're finishing this once and for all." We also get to see the funeral at the very beginning of the episode of Frenchie. Although one thing I'm not 100% certain of, but I'm 99% sure on this, is, does Tara die in the episode? Because Butcher, because after they stop Homelander, because basically the plan to use the virus didn't work because Homelander became immune to it, but they didn't get rid of it, which I'll get to in a second. So instead, they power Kamiko. Kamiko uses Soldier Boy's radiation-based thing where it can nuke you and take away your powers. And I'm pretty sure I said it before, and I'll say it again. You take someone like that, you take away the power from someone like that, and they become the equivalent of, "Mommy, that boy's bullying me." He literally becomes the equivalent of a whiny ass bitch and starts begging. He loses his powers and then he becomes a basic, not even basic, a little bitch. And I'm like, yeah, please, but just put him out of his misery. This is just pathetic. Which I loved. I love seeing that someone as powerful as Homelander become, losing his powers, then becomes equivalent of, "Please, oh, please," and just starts begging. I loved it. It's also a really interesting thing because it's they bump into the deep. First, Alex like, "I've got this." She basically flies the deep straight to a beach. They fight. He gets a few good hits in. She gets a few better hits in, and blasts him into the ocean. Now, something that I did not realize is Nick Fury himself, and Master Window, the voice actor, the person who played Master Window in Nick Fury, is it Nicholas? I can't think of his name, and it's bugging me. Voiced I think it was a hammerhead shark that ends up talking to the deep in episode 6 or 7, as he's chucking cans into the ocean, and it tells him if he ever comes in here again, you're dead. And again, the deep gets blasted into the ocean in episode 8, and he got what he deserved. Would I have personally preferred watching Starlight just beat the living shit into him and killing them? Yes. Do I think it would have been funnier if she basically basically exploded in from the outside? Yes. But I also think it was kind of justified. The 8 was a complete asshole. And there was only a few members of the 7, guys, for the most part, every member of the 7 ended up dead. There was only 3 members who didn't. All female, and 2 of them ended up losing their powers. Queen Maeve ended up losing her powers, and everyone believes is dead. Sister Sage loses her powers because she gets nuked from Kamiko, as she's trying to test her powers, which she's happy with, and then Annie left the 7. And again, Starlight goes near with Deep. Deep gets shot in the ocean. Deep ends up getting killed by an octopus. MM and Huey end up dealing with Ashley Saltzman, because I can't think of his name, but he's got a loud mouth sort of power. And who's under the age of 18? I'm trying to think of a simpler way to say this. It's not. Basically, because of his power, they basically trap something over his mouth. As he goes to use it, he kills himself from that, which was kind of funny. But Huey manages to basically, through a device, I think it was a smoke detector or something, or a fire thing. It drops a bunch of smoke, True, MM lead Ashley's husband away. They deal with him, which then meets Kimiko, and Butcher then go and deal with Homelander. They keep him pinned down for a bit, but as soon as Homelander sees the fact that the radiation blast, he goes to try and jet off, and ends up getting back down because Ryan basically pins him down. He ends up losing his powers, Butcher ends up killing him with a crowbar, and Butcher ends up turning into a case of something that I'm not surprised at because it does happen in the comics, slightly different. Who ends up being the one to put a bullet in him. Didn't mean to, but he did turn up being like, I'm gonna stop you from doing it, you can't go on a soup genocide. And they say a few nice words at his funeral. Kimiko goes somewhere, I think it's potentially France, because I think that's what it's meant to be, I'm not 100% sure. gets I want to say remarried. Gets married, I'm pretty sure it was to his ex-missus. I'm pretty sure he also adopts Ryan, because Ryan's there. And then Huey and Annie, Annie ends up pregnant. Now, the reason I say it leads me wanting more is because, one, I'd love to either see a movie or a spin-off where we get to see the fact of, like, Huey and, Annie, like, married and, like, living together with, like, a child or what. I'd love to see it. I think movies would probably work a bit better, but I'd love to see, like, a miniseries. And how they are now. But yeah, overall, a great episode, and I'd 100% recommend watching it. As long as you're 18 plus, and I'm saying that for a specific reason. If you're not and you watch it anyway, I've said no, it is 18 plus. Amount of blood and glory in that. And guys, both that and the Invincible finale kind of left me in a similar place of these were good. Now, it's time to get back into the hunting process, and I'm sorry for talking for so long. Today we're taking on the Quarrying of the Quarry, which is another Lugo 1 hunt, but it's slightly more different. I will do a couple attempts, but something I also haven't done, and what I probably should.
Strike while the iron's hot.
And that's fully upgraded.
Hey, thanks.
There's a special quest for you.
But yeah, so no, I wanted to do wrong, but
again soon.
actually, you know what?
Be sure to check the special quest.
I'll set up one.
You'll do great.
But I've got that feeling.
Let's make
Oh,
this a
no,
quick
never mind.
one. What happened?
Right, guys, what I will do is I will give it 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Anyone joins, then someone joins, then I'll go straight into the hunt. If someone doesn't, I will then go back to trying to get into a hunt. But either way, I'll be back soon someone joins or soon as I get into another hunt. And guys, someone joined instantly.
Mine now.
Which I was surprised at. Like, I was surprised because I was expecting to need to wait. Now, where the hell is Lugo gone? He's up there. But yeah, so, guys, overall, I would run 100%. If you're old enough, I'd recommend watching The Boys. It was a great series. Yes, it had its moments where I'm like, eh. But it was overall a good series. And, again, the age rating on it is justified.
Mine now.
The amount of blood and glory and, like, bloods, like, all that lot. And so they're more beast than... They're more monster than beast.
Time to get to work.
So... Okay, why in the back does it look more silver, but then becomes more red in shots? Okay, so I lose my power coating, which isn't great. In all fairness, the one annoying thing is the fact that I don't have access to all of them,
The monster's looking at you!
which you don't have in Wilds, but you have a different thing for Wilds when it comes to the bow, which I will explain when I get into Wilds. Which I'm probably gonna say it's probably gonna be another month, probably, maybe longer. We'll end up getting through Wilds probably roughly July. So, but like there were things like when like okay, so there's two urgent-based missions that require you to go after the Rogon. Now, in this game, I'm only going to consider urgent because optional mission, like for instance, base game Magmala and then high rank Magmala and then max rank Magmala, it's just a case of Magmala being available. But for instance, you go after Lugogon twice. Which either means A, you don't kill it the first time properly, or B, there are two of them. And there are sometimes two cases of like multiple Elder Dragons. Which is kind of rare in some cases. Like for instance, say Nergigant in Runa. Is Runa a subspecies, or is it just a case of evolution? And if it is just a case of evolution, there would have had to be multiple for that evolution. The Noga's here too. This is where I'm going to find out that he's the Devil Joe and believe Basil Gears for tag team urgent mission in Believe Wilds. I think if I ever find out, I probably would like start crying. I would be distraught. I'd be like, no, hell no. Oh fuck. Gotcha, not bad.
It's coming for you!
No, go on, I promise we're trying to put you out your misery. Um... 90s Spider-Man, 90s Batman, that kind of shows that I go to when I'm like, I just want to sort of, you know, basically, not necessarily feel nothing, but just sort of be able to sit there and be like, good times. I remember when life was somewhat less stressful. This thing has definitely been a bit of a challenge. But, like, I would 100% be happy with... Even if they did just want to keep it as... We want to reform Lugogon, I'd still be happy with it. Even if they did just bring it back, because... Also, something else I do find slightly a bit more annoying is... When you're on a hunt, you die, and people then just kill the thing. Granted, you shouldn't really start holding back, but it is kind of annoying. I've had it done to me a few times. I've accidentally participated in it a few times too.
I had fun.
To be fair, Lugo, I wouldn't blame you. I did call you a good boy. Like, guys, like I did call it a good boy earlier, but for context, I was fighting Malzino, and Lugogon was just sitting there being nice as anything, and I'm like, who's a good Lugogon? I did that for about, probably about less than 30 seconds. The thing then was like, yeah, I'm gonna
When
eat you.
mankind is consumed by darkness, and the land falls into chaos,
Is that an actual person or is that a cat?
the
No, that's an
archdemon of
actual
the
person.
abyss shall rise from the earth.
I would say, what the hell is
The
flying up there? And it's like,
archdemon
no,
shall
it's Fury.
devour the
It looked
land,
bigger than it actually
turning
was.
souls into wandering flames. And these wandering flames shall feed the beast and return to darkness. A story ends. Another begins. Wandering flames, I see you found your home.
I mean, do I think it's the worst way to get a bunch of Lugogo and stuff? Kind of. Like, by the time you get to this hunt, you've got better armor options. Plus, guys, when it comes up to this hunt, you've had Lugogo as an option for a good while. And its armor is not the worst to make.
What the? Tadori, what's going on here?
Homing instinct. Yes. It seems they've found the place they belong.
Homing instinct? Oh, it can't be.
Yeah, it can be. And it is. Don't you just notice that castle for that castle can get destroyed? Well, good thing I wore my best armor for this.
Run! Retreat!
Get over here! Seriously, guys, jump on the boat and just go.
How
See-
can we? It's impossible.
All the insults I tried towards Sharon's fellow, right, had been a border brain.
Admiral Gallius!
They've done it. They've actually done it.
Kinda seemed very inferior compared to...
Look at the size of it! Hard port! Hard port!
You kind of forgot one of your best
What is he
hunters.
going to do?
Something dumb and stupid.
Full speed ahead! Full speed ahead!
Hey, I call it for what it is. And ramming the boat straight into the son of a bitch, it's dumb and stupid. Like, cool in concept. And badass.
Dragonators! Number one!
Why can't I ever get shit like that, where I just like go to pick up an arrow or grab my sword and it's like, oh yeah, and just fall and slash straight through something? It would be cool. Very unrealistic, but it would be cool. Saying that, I've definitely had a few cool moments.
Admiral! Fire!
You really thought those were going to stop it? Seriously, did you really think those were going to stop it? Think this though,
Yes.
did you bring more?
You want some more? Number three! Full reverse! Lower the stern! Full reverse! Lower the stern!
Seriously, did you honestly forget to pick up two of your best hunters? And I'm being nice towards Frion?
Fire!
straight towards the heart of a human being. And that's not going to stop it. Trust me, the amount of times I've had a bit, like, I've seen big explosions not stop a monster. Granted, there's been a few very specific cases where the monster's been weak enough and a bunch of our bombs has worked. Granted. But it's extremely rare. Hold on. We get to the point of why, you know, someone who is unarmed is actually here in the cell.
Uh-huh.
Good to see you, you're safe. Well, safe as it can be. So that's what the hunting ship you had built in the capital? Yes. Thanks to the people of Kamala, we were able to make it in time. We appreciate the assistance, Admiral, but it's completely confused. But I'm completely confused. What on earth was that? That's the archdemon of the abyss. We talked about it before, right? The demon that rises up from the underground to destroy all of us. So it's not a fairy tale. These things never are. I can guarantee you now, people talked about Fatalis as like if it was a fairy tale. Yeah, not the people who then saw it destroy their home at Castle Charade. Ages ago, people in the kingdom reported a fearsome blow coming from deep beneath them. That's where they stood, where the story started. Back when the Admiral was a boy, his home, the place we call Citadel, today was attacked by Malzeno. People heard those same bellowing sounds. Then to Right Admiral rising up from the bowels of the earth. As the rumbling processed, Malzeno circled above us as if it's waiting for something. No, Link was proven, but in my mind I am sure that the Archdemon was real and that it was connected to Malzeno. So when I became Admiral, I told Her Majesty and Bahar and ordered the ship to be constructed. And you've been proven right this time out. The Archdemon of the Abyss has finally surfaced. It's at the quarry's new host, more like the true host. This latest instance has answered a lot of questions. To start with, the mysteries created, weren't made by Malzeno at all. They were made by the Archdemon. When Malzeno, the Elder Dragon, rolled over the kingdom, gets a whiff of something invaded its territories, it goes and checks it out. It was all just gigantic turf war, basically. One of the rest of the... Pardon me. It was all just a gigantic turf war. Basically, one that the rest of us got dragged into, but they didn't really fight it out right away. The Archdemon never surfaced before, so we assumed greater were Malzeno's. Don't, but come on, look at the size of them. And I see the quarry were Archdemon part, powering shots against Malzeno. They were left to feed on the surface before returning to their true host. Right, and now it's got all that energy from the quarry. There's no telling how powerful it is now. The kingdom's never been a threat. I mean, it's never wiped out twice. And now its number one enemy is out of the picture. All the new ships did was buy us some time. It's our same services, we're toast. We must give it. It wasn't given to fear. With Hunter's help, we won't. We've overcome impossible odds already, just as Kamala had to. Yeah, but the village had my help. And I've not agreed. Damn, getting brought into the shit, aren't I? The Fierce. Yeah, I like that name. Physically the Fierce. It's suiting. We need you to stroke the flames of your fighting spirit once more and help save the kingdom. The guild has information. That's what they have given us. The Archdemon, the name, Gazmagog. With your help, we'll lay this devil to the rest. I can't help to slay the demon. Like, really, like, why would I willingly help to slay a demon? Apart from the fact it seems impossible, and I like impossible odds. Also, guys, sorry for any like bottle racket. It is hot and I'm thirsty. I sent the Chevrolet head to probe the area. Once there, they will serve as. So you're using some innocent people to basically give us information. Well, not surprised. Before the feds, before they find before they flee, the finds its way back to the surface. Must take the ship to the crater and finish it. Let's move. Time for the latest. Time for the last time. We destroy the dark, evil underneath. Our feet and let lie that fill the kingdom once more. Well, before I willingly go jumping into, well, death bits.
Why, hello. Be sure to check the special quest.
The proof of courage. The fact that it's called the proof of courage, like, guys, don't get me wrong. From that picture there, Gas McGold looks a lot more cool than it does in person. The quarry set, like, above it, all that lot. Yes, send a join request. I'm not going toe-to-toe with that thing by myself. I'm not that psychotic.
You'll do great.
Den of Destruction, Yawning Abyss.
That so many find their faith here is nothing but an evil fate. They come rushing here in a desperate attempt to survive. Both beast and man have more in common than they think. From the depth, its voice can be heard. The time has come.
Which I do seriously want to know where it lives.
Beckons. Come to me.
Like, it has the two bigger eyes, but then it has like 4 little legs.
As it feeds on stolen life, its power grows ever stronger. Until it finally reveals itself.
Abyssal Archdemon Gas McGold.
Ready to go!
To quickly show,
Let us shear through this inky sun and bring light to the kingdom.
yeah, it's right down there. Guys, I will be back when someone joins, and if someone doesn't join within, say, about 10-ish minutes, I will then basically try and jump into another hunt. But anyway, I'll be back when someone joins. So, guys, we're back. And someone did join, surprisingly.
Sorry I'm late, everyone.
Join the fun.
Well, first one down.
Demons belong only in fairy tales. Crawl back to your dark slumber.
This is gonna go horrible. Also, guys, if I do something, it sounds a bit more like not like prepared. Yeah, I 100% wasn't. I wasn't expecting anyone to like, because the way my mindset goes is, no one's gonna join the hunt I set up, and so I just sit there watching stuff just in case someone does. Plus, there's been a few times in World where basically no one did, and I had to set up a hunt a few different times.
The kingdom sends its regards.
And because of things like that, in my mind it's like, yeah, no one's gonna join, and then they surprisingly do.
My victory is as certain as
Now,
your
for how long? I think it's been, I think just, I don't want to say about 10 minutes, I think it's just under it. I think I have just been waiting for about 7 to 8 minutes. I think it probably is closer to something like 6. Go!
Good to see everyone has our backs. We owe it to them to return alive.
You've kind of got to chuck as much as you can against this thing as early as on.
Yes! A direct hit!
Yes. Push it down to the ground level. Hey, no pulling Rune and Gigante shit where you pretend to be dead and come back and stab us in the back later. It's not going to fall straight onto that spike.
Get down there and give it all you got!
Bahad, I don't see you jumping down there.
Attack! It's getting angry.
Like, seriously. I don't see him playing, you know,
Archdemon
bungee jump the
Olympus.
bungee jump
You
the
don't
monster.
belong under the sun's rays. What happened?
Are there chainsaw blades now? Like, when did they turn into blade feathers? I'm sorry, but I was very much surprised of
Excellent.
on the one hunt that. Can I actually hit those? But yeah, I was very much surprised the fact of getting into a Kushoviora hunt in the first attack.
What happened?
Because that was just surprising. But like, because I more than once mentioned the fact that how much of a pain it was to get into in base game. But yeah, like, I was surprised.
Brace yourselves!
I saw that coming. Even though it somewhat looks cool like that,
What happened?
it scorched the earth.
Here we go. Brace yourselves! What an inspiration to witness your fierce fighting spirit.
Thank you, Fiona. But yeah, like, I was very much surprised because I got it down to about half now, and I'm like, okay, this usually happens when I've put like 3 hunts in and I've not filmed for that much. Three non-Elder Dragon hunts, and yes, there have been points where I have done 3 hunts overall, and 2 of them have been Elder Dragons. Like, this one failed, it's completely my fault, but I wasn't expecting to go in to win it. It's more a case of how rusty am I against something like this? Fiona, no!
Clouds will part.
Never mind. Ah.
Stars will shine. Everlasting shadow be gone.
Give it all you got, dude! Oh, I love this new bow.
Thanks for coming.
Here we go.
Give it everything! I don't like basically being right up his ass.
Just what I needed. You're not getting near
Oh, thank God. Yes! Honestly, guys, wasn't expecting to go in that winning it, considering I died twice.
Show the way. You've proven yourself a true hero.
Like, there is a very simple point where you can kind of tell if I'm just being sort of more sarcastic, more sort of forcing sort of a, yes, we did it sort of case. Which I don't know if I ever have during hunting. But, like, if I'm, like, sort of like, Jesus, the way we won. Yeah, I'm generally being honest, because I went to, after the first step being like, I've been a while since I've hunted this thing. There are a few hunts where, because I've not done them in a while, I'm slightly hand rusty when it comes to hunting them.
Proud.
Victory is ours! And guys, for those who only care, yes, we did it. No more rise. I just completely wrong. Now, there's more to come after. Basically, it's the equivalent of the Islands.
Yes. What are they doing?
Yeah, actually, what are they doing? Because I'm intrigued. Okay,
Without
so
their host,
the action.
it's all over.
If there hadn't been any hunts where
One story ends, another
between base
begins.
game and
Where is the
sunbreak, where
place of
I'd
our
had to
return?
basically, there's been where there had just been a case of we've not been able to
It's
get
an
in
old
hunts or
song
problems
from the
where I've not
kingdom.
taken on as many monsters as I wanted to.
It's as
I
if
would be about the same point. But if
all
I
of
had
this
just
was
done, say, 2 additional
foretold
hunts
long
after the
ago.
Kishore de Aura, I wouldn't have had full Malzino. But if I'd also got into the, I would, yes. I then would have basically had full list, and this would have been basically part 18. Master Act 6. A new cutscene has been added to your gallery, which I still don't know what that gallery is. Like, I knew at one point, I forgot since. Please tell me I get to go back on the cool ship.
It's so quiet. It's good to see things return to normal.
Like that, we've come a long way from basically, hunting like being the first hunt we did with Great
Elgato's
Jaguar
lights. They're all
to
out.
now being a masterclass hunter. We've come a long way. Yeah, going toe to toe with likes of not Red Dragon actually. Runiner Gigante, Fatales, Electron, Safi, Gaius Magog, Mezazoo,
The
no,
story has ended,
Mezaz,
and we're home.
Mazino, Lugogon, Gold and Silver Rathalos and Rathian in general, Glavenus, Raging Brachydios, Zenoga, Stygian Zenoga. Honestly, guys, if you've not played the Monster Hunter game, if you've not played Monster Hunter World, Rise, the World and Iceborne, Rise and Sunbreak and Wilds, I honestly recommend playing them. Like, there is no internet connection or story, so you don't really need to play them in the order I have. It's just a case of I've played them when they've come out. but I'd honestly forgot how fun this game could be. Do I think it's as good as World? No, I think World is just slightly better than this. But I've got so many fond memories of this game. It was the first Monster Hunter that I full on did go and steamroll ahead most of it. Also happens to be the first Monster Hunter game that I've managed to beat 3 times before a couple of my mates have beat once. As far as I'm aware, though, but... But yeah, it's definitely been interesting. But like it did in World, the story continues. Oh, they all came for a nice little party. Now guys, while that is basically the main story done, there are several hunts left, which I will be doing. And there is a particular monster that I will be going up toe-to-toe with. And once I have fought it, then I will consider the series Lidin. And that particular monster being Scorched Magma Mala. Scorned? Scorched? I think it's Scorned. Basically, it's a variation of Magma Mala in very late Master Rank. And there's also a few several hunts that I've not even done yet. And the nice thing is I have the option to skip this. But if you do want to basically, I should mention it, if you want to basically read any of the voice actors or anything on the information, pause the video and read them through. I'm actually trying to look see if there's any English voice actors that I do recognize, and there isn't. Granted, for me, when it comes to actors and voice actors more specifically, because you generally, because again, they're voice actors, so only time you ever hear them is from their voice. I need to basically see them to then be like, oh, I know who that is. Because like there was a actor in 2.5 Men that came in late, like near the end of the show. Basically ended up being Charlie Harper's replacement. That was also one of the main people in Friends with Benefits. I can't think of his name. I did not know that I knew him when a mate mentioned ages ago about him. And another mate was like, hey, you know him too. And it's like, wait, do I? It's like 2.5 Men. It's like, wait, hold on. Granted, I didn't finish 2.5 Men. But it's like, yeah, I do. And it's not from, like, 2.5 Men.
Oh.
Guys, I'm gonna end up cutting that part anyway. So, outstanding work. Thanks to you, the threat to the kingdom is no more. I want to express my gratitude to... I'm quite sure that without you, we wouldn't have made it through this. True. The Cory have totally lost their host. Now they're slowly dying out, or they should at least. Not overly convinced by her. I mean, to be fair, you all thought Mamazina was the host, and you all thought, you know, they replaced the host with Guys from Gold. From the sounds of it, the Cory can basically just find a new host when they need to. I just think it's just a case of the only 2 hosts that we've ever seen them with are Elder Dragons because they need something on Elder Dragon power level because everything else is just too weak. Like, imagine a Rajang powered up with those things, or Basil Gears below. No thank you. Not overly convinced by her. But the real pass, these Cory, we can't rest until the threat has been completely eliminated. Agreed, I mean, they sucked the life out of that Anjanath. I guess it was some kind of homing instinct kicking in that made them so aggressive, but it could happen again. I hear that all quiet in Kamala.
Yes.
So I said you stay on here in Aldegar if you don't mind. I'd have to say nothing gives me greater pleasure than having your skills to fall back on. Your stay, wonderful. Be deeply in debt to you. Is that saying your stay? We're wonderfully deeply indebted into you, or is that like, or is it just stay, please? And we are wonderfully indebted into you. I'm gonna go with the first one because it's coming off more as a case of you're staying, right? Like I'm not giving you a choice. You are staying. Ooh, new question need my attention. Don't worry, we'll keep watching the crew with Team Algo. The kingdom has never been safer. But I have a village that needs my help.
I've been expecting you.
Oh,
Hey, good to see
blacksmith.
ya. I'll be here when you need me. Well, hey there.
I have 3 games. Was this the like? Because there might have been a female blacksmith beforehand. But in World, for the most part, you've got the older dude, and then his apprentice for it. That is in Wilds, you've got the female in Sunbreak, and then Sunbreak you've got the female, but in the Wilds you have a female one, which I'll get to when I get
Let's
to,
make
and
it
I'll also
happen.
go over everything that comes with that. And other than the tail and like the long arms, I don't completely hate it. Um,
Strike while the iron's hot.
I am gonna make it. Okay, that's fair enough. But like, I don't actually hate the armor. There's just a few there's like sort of longer tendrils on it that I'm like, eh.
Okay, good luck.
But doing the one thing I basically never ever do. It kind of looks creepy on the cat. And it also kind of weirdly looks creepy on the dog. But like I say, I probably will end
I
up making it.
admit that you will fulfill your duty.
I have some great news too. You unlocked your Master Rank cap. Congratulations. Your Master Rank cap is now 10.
Yep.
It works the same as Hunter rank, complete more quests, and your rank increases. So counting, yeah,
I hope
I
we can
know.
talk again soon. Be sure to check the special quest.
So still Crimson Glow Vow Strikes. And in the new set of Master Rank hunts, we've got Guys Magog, 2 Rajangs, 2 Betel Geases, 2 Shinador and Espianza, 2 Mace and Gormagala. So basically 2 Elder Dragons. Because that's 1 Elder Dragon. And that may as well be the equivalent of an Elder Dragon because it's 2 Rajangs. That's just an annoying pest. That's an Elder Dragon and an annoying pest. That may as well be 2 Elder Dragons.
Right now,
That's an
I'm a
Elder Dragon
quest
and
receptionist.
slightly less annoying
Nothing
pest.
more, nothing less.
And
So
that
please,
may as well be
don't hesitate to
2 Elder
ask for
Dragons
anything.
and an annoying pest. The reason I say that may as well be like an Elder Dragon, but like, Malzeno is strong itself. Rajang's also strong, and then combined Betel Gears, you've got an annoying pest. And then that powers up to a case of an Elder Dragon because of Rajang.
Come again.
Just for fun, I will try and get into a tea shop. What am I need a tea shop for? Oh, that is just 3 Elder Dragons. Like I say, guys, just for the case of, I will try and get into a Crimson Glow Valstrax Sun and kill it. I'm gonna note it. But, like, again, I've only done 2 hunts this time, but I think this will overall just turn out a bit longer anyway. Guys, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. If I get into a hunt, I get into a hunt. If I don't, I don't. Guys, didn't get into the hunt, and I will say now, it's been probably close to 15-ish minutes that I did spend. I got to the point where the game was like, hey, you want to take a chill pill? You've been trying to do this for too long. And that's kind of frankly what I do for it. Now, guys, I'm going to say now, there is a case of the Outpost progress where you've got to get certain master rank levels. I will try and do a bit between episodes. But this will basically just be the point where I'm like, okay, I need this, and this from specific creatures. Which will basically just mean where there will be a few repetitive hunts. But I am going to try and do a good bit out of episode. First up on the list probably will be Gaius Magorg's armor set. If not this. Because for some, who knows, God knows what reason, the archdemon himself, the falling angel look, I'm like, that looks cool. And I need that. I'm 99% sure.
wanted to be a blacksmith ever since I was little. Guess you could
I could
say
just
I'm
remake this.
something of an expert at this
Probably
point.
could just remake a full set.
I know.
But anyway, guys, if you're on Reddit, please like, comment, subscribe. And this is Tiger signing off. I'll see you next time. Bye. Whoosh and whoosh.